Hello, happy Saturday. Welcome on into Let's Bet It. We get to be joined right off the top of the show by Diane Knox Balas, Jared Smith, Lauren Jabara. Diane, how
Good
are you? We
morning.
are into round 3 of the Open Championship. It's a good weekend.
I feel like I've been up for hours, like I've showered, I've washed my hair, all of this stuff, because when the golf is played in Scotland for the Open, you have to wake up in what feels like the middle of the night to get the true experience. So my day has been cancelled, and all I'm going to be doing today is watching this action unfold.
Oh,
I know,
so
it's going to
fun.
be super exciting. Jared, I know you've been up bright and early the last couple of days as well. Did you wake up early
Yeah.
today too?
Not as early today. That's the beauty of the field getting cut down a little bit is there's not as much information to process. I think 83 golfers made the cut this weekend. Not quite. It was an early Thursday and Friday. A little sleeping, a little respite this morning for me, but still up around 5:30 watching all these guys.
Got a little bit of rest. Okay, so we're basically 2.5 rounds down at this point. Diane, what have been your main takeaways so far in the Open? Obviously, Tiger didn't make the cut, and the Cams are the two guys that are dominating right now.
Yeah, my main takeaway has been, why on earth did I not pick Cam Smith or Cam? So long. I'm big on Cam Smith with the Scottish Open last week, and he ended up finishing top 10. So, I mean, really, we should have seen that one coming for sure, especially when you look at this guy's short game, and there's nobody better on the greens than Cam Smith. It's unbelievable to watch. And then Cameron Young, again, we've talked about him so much, a rookie on the PGA Tour this year. He had a phenomenal display at the PGA Championship, and I've been a big fan of his this season as well. So it's really, he's like incredible to watch, because this is his first real experience of playing in an Open, playing St Andrews, playing links golf after missing the cut at the Scottish last week. And it is a sight to behold. And we've got two amazing guys in the final group teeing it off today, and I cannot wait to see what they're going to produce.
Yeah, it is going to be fantastic. Cameron Smith's putting numbers are ridiculous this
Wild.
week. He's gaining 4 more strokes over the next closest guy. And I guess the question is, we talk about putting a lot. When I'm looking at the round-to-round stats, putting is the one that can be the most volatile. So a guy that's really hot with the putter can get really cold, and obviously vice versa. If Cam Smith keeps up this kind of level on the greens with the flat stick, no one's catching him this weekend, right?
No. I mean, right now he's got a 2-shot lead heading into round 3. The thing about Cam, we've talked about this when we did the preview at the start of the week, that the greens around the Old Course are so big, and all but 4 holes have double greens. I think one of them is 112 yards wide in total, which is just
ridiculous.
Insane. But the thing about Cam Smith is he's a great lag putter. He made a few good long putts, but he never misses the short putts. And it's the short putts where guys will just lose traction so quickly. And Cam is 100% reliable for the, I feel like anything within, 15 feet, he's going to make. And I'm not saying a 15-footer is a short putt, but then when you have these shaky 5-6 footers, he's a dead cert. And he said that himself, that he had to kind of play, smarter golf, and he knows that that's the real strength of his game, that he's going to be able to rely on time after time.
Right now, Rory McIlroy's 3 strokes back from Cam Smith, and you talked about Cam Smith's putting numbers. He led the field in strokes gained putting yesterday, picking up 6.20 strokes. That's wild. He was able to do that. But I know you have a Rory outright bet. He's only 3 strokes back right now. He tees off in about 40 minutes. How do you feel about him coming back and kind of nipping at Cam Smith's heels at this point?
I feel really good about my Rory outright. I got him at 10-1 at the start of the week. Right now, he's plus 350. But I honestly, and he tees off in the not too distant future, I think we're going to see a low one from Rory today. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't have said it because now I'm going to jinx it. But I think
you're not jinxing it. Don't worry. We'll knock on wood.
He's playing great, and his performance in the majors this year has been better than it's been for a long time. I mean, he hasn't won the Open Championship since 2014, and I just think that we have something special brewing from Rory. That's what I said at the start of the week, and I feel like he's played great the first 2 days, but I think he's got a really low round in him, and the conditions look perfect this afternoon. So I am excited, and I love the fact he's playing with Dustin Johnson, which just adds a little bit of extra flair. I mean, we know that Dustin Johnson has gone over to LIV Golf. We know that Rory has been the most vocal supporter of the PGA Tour, and I think that that's going to be a little bit spicy between the two of them today.
Ooh.
So maybe a little bit motivation for Rory to go out there and really kind of prove that, hey, you made the wrong choice and I'm going to show you today.
Yeah,
one of the big
Jared,
reasons
I don't know
that I
about
really
you,
like
but I love when golf gets a little spicy. How about you, Jared?
I
love spicy
I don't.
golf.
So I checked. I don't think they're playing together, but they're on the group next to each other.
Oh,
It's Hovland. It's
I
Hovland
thought
Rory
we
today.
did.
Although it was
Because
close to
Hovland
that
is
yesterday.
so
Victor
close.
Hovland was incredible yesterday. And that's why he was able to get up into that group at 10 under with Rory. And I'm curious because that's one of the matchups that I'm targeting today, Diane, because I do think when you, first of all, I think DJ is very alive because his putter can get going too. But I think the matchup between Rory and Hovland is intriguing to me. Now, you're laying 65 cents to bet Rory over at DraftKings with a tie pushing. You can lay a little bit less if you want to lay a half of a stroke, basically, and then the ties would lose. But when I look at Victor Hovland, I look at a guy that I don't think is quite ready to be on the level that the Rory and the DJs and the Cam Smiths are at this particular event today. Is it worth laying 65 cents for that matchup? Do you think the moment might be a little too big for Victor playing with Rory today?
I don't know, because that was a phenomenal end yesterday. I mean, like that even caught me off guard there. It's only 3 shots off the lead now. But I looked at Hovland's price for outright today. He's plus 900 to win. And to be honest, the way he's played the first couple of days, I'm like, I like that. I really like it. Hovland's won before. You're right. He hasn't won a major. So he hasn't, got that winning feeling when it comes to winning on golf's biggest stage, but he's been playing so good. He's a little bit of an under the radar pick as well. So I don't know. I like it. I would be inclined to kind of go in on Hovland and see what he can do. Okay. Today's going to be a really big game. Yeah.
There's a couple other matchups I want to ask you about. Obviously, the Battle of the Cams is one of them because you have to ask about the Battle of the Cams. Obviously, Cam Young 2 strokes back of Cam Smith at this point, the Camerons. Who do you feel like is going to come out on top of this head-to-head matchup?
That's a really difficult call, but Cam Smith right now, I mean, we just talked about the way that he's been putting, and it's hard to overlook him. I don't think anyone could say that Cam Smith is not the favorite right now because he's just, I mean, those strokes gain numbers on the greens are phenomenal. And the thing we love about Cam Smith, we've always loved about him, is he's so nonchalant. He's a very chilled, relaxed guy. The weather conditions today are so great. They were saying that the wind might pick up a little bit in the afternoon. I think that would play into his hands because he's Australian. These are windy conditions that he grew up playing in. Talked about the fact that he played well links golf last week at the Scottish Open. So I really think that Cam Smith has the edge over everyone right now. But Cameron Young is such a young gun talent on the PGA Tour right now. And we've already seen that, okay, at the PGA Championship, he fell away a little bit on the Sunday, but he knows what it's like to be in that position now. And that experience does count for a lot. So if he can hang on in there, and tomorrow we could have that real battle between the two of them, that is going to be one exciting final matchup.
Yeah, and the other one I was looking at is Scotty Scheffler. 1 stroke back right now. Dustin Johnson, I know you have a little stake in the game when it comes to Scotty boy.
I think Scotty Scheffler was very underrated coming into this week as well, which, you kind of look at who everyone's talking about and who everyone's picking, and he was a little bit overlooked. And again, like, it's kind of shocking to see his odds today for that outright win. He's 11 to 1. And as you say, he's there. We saw him win the Masters. We know what Scheffler can do in majors, and especially with that pressure on his shoulders. He seems very relaxed as well. He's one of these guys that the occasion doesn't seem to get too much. We know that he spoke about the Sunday before the final round of Augusta National and the fact that he had a mini breakdown in front of his wife, and she had to kind of talk him off the ledge and be like, it's fine, it's going to be fine. But again, I love that price. 11-1 for Scheffler at this stage, when we know what he's capable of. He's the number one player in the world. So yeah, I thought that those were kind of healthy odds as we head into Saturday as well.
Yeah, I love how you've built this portfolio, because we've got Rory in our back pocket. We're at, Hovland, Scheffler. Those are two good guys at good prices. I do think Cameron Young's the one guy I wouldn't put in my win portfolio this weekend. I just think there's too many other good golf. I mean, the top of this leaderboard is unbelievable with the talent and just the ability to go on these insane streaks. So I think you've got a nice little portfolio there. One matchup that I'm also targeting that tees off very soon. It's actually the next one that tees off at 10:25 Eastern, and it's two live golf guys, Tyrrell Hatton and Taylor Gooch. Now, I have heard on tour that these guys have kind of banded together a little bit. DJ denied it yesterday, but a couple of other guys, including Gooch, said, oh, yeah, it's nice to play with our buddies, our live golf buddies, and I'm rooting for them, blah, blah, blah. How do you feel about
like little
that
high school cliques, Jared? It's like high school cliques.
Listen, that's kind of how it is, I guess. I don't know. Maybe Diane can offer a little bit of gravity there, but Hatton, to me, has a lot of links golf experience, obviously being from England, and I think this is a good matchup for him today.
Has Hatton 100% been signed to live? I'm not sure he has.
He hasn't? I thought he was.
I don't think so.
I could be wrong about that.
You look that up. I don't think he did.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, but
he seems like a guy that would go on the live golf tour. He's been a little blow up at times.
But Taylor Gooch, I laughed so much. I know it's getting slightly off topic, but yesterday I was listening to the radio, and they had said that Gooch had talked after his round, and he had alluded to the fact that he thought by signing up to live golf he was only going to be playing in one event in London, and they were like, okay, dude, shush, you're really not doing yourself any favors right now. So I think there's been a lot of heat on Taylor Gooch for some of the comments that he's made around live golf and comparing it to the Ryder Cup and what else. But there's no denying that he's a really talented golfer. And before he went golf, we were so big on him really using this year to springboard just a phenomenal PGA Tour career. So it was an interesting move. That was probably the one that surprised me the most when the initial live lineup was announced. But Tyrrell Hatton's been playing really, really good golf. And again, at the start of the week, he was a name that I really hummed and hawed over. But he's had two really, really solid days. With Hatton, there's just the potential for a bit of a blow up. And he's fiery. He'll be the first to admit that he's got a little bit of a temper when things don't go his way on the course. But he's had a pretty good couple of days. So I like Tyrrell Hatton I would pick Hatton over Gooch for sure.
I'm wrong. Okay. He hasn't signed up for the live golf tour yet. I'm totally wrong on that.
Yeah, I was just looking that up too. He's not officially on live golf, so who knows how that's going to play out. The other matchup.
He might today if he beats Gooch, though, right? That's like a rite of passage. You beat Gooch, you get his tour card for the LIV.
Something like that. Diane, I know another matchup that you have on your sheet right now is Adam Scott and Patrick Cantlay, right? Both of them sitting at 7 under par. You have Adam Scott over Patrick Cantlay. Why do you like that matchup? And it's at plus money.
We've seen some great, fantastic play from Patrick Cantlay this season, but really looking at his year overall, it has been very up and down. Adam Scott has put himself in a fantastic position, which I love. Obviously, Adam Scott, Masters champion, he's been on the circuit for a long time, but the Open is one that just away from him. So there's always been for him this chip on his shoulder, I guess. And he talks about the fact that he was so close to winning before, and it still makes him sad to think about to this day. So what a great position for him to be in. He's put himself really right in the mix heading into Saturday. And if he has a great weekend, who knows what's going to happen. But I really like Adam Scott and the way that he's been playing right now.
Love that. So it was funny. Kevin Kisner shot 65 today, and he did his interview afterwards. And by the way, I'm sure you have a list of these golfers as well, guys you'd like to get a beer with. Kevin Kisner has to be on that list. After the round today, he was interviewed about the wind, and he said, "Hey, how'd you shoot today? How are the conditions?" He's like, "It's not that windy now, but I hope the wind blows like hell later, and all these guys shoot over par." That cracked me up, first of all, because how real Kevin was about his interview. But also, the wind conditions haven't really been a factor this week. Do we think it's going to be a factor this weekend? And if not, it's almost impossible for someone to come from back of the pack and take one of these guys down, because there's not going to be a lot of bogeys on the course if the wind stays relatively braw, as they say over there in Scotland.
But then you say that, but Kevin Kisner, who was level par and just scraped the cut to make it to the weekend, 7 under, he shoots himself up that leaderboard. So, guys really do have, that's the thing about the weather being calm, is that guys really do have the potential to have a super hot round. The other thing I loved about Kisner is he was so mad at the end of his round that he missed that birdie putt on 18.
Yes, that was a big one.
Even though he had an incredible
8 under,
day,
5 back, you never know. It's going to be tough for him. I think he's 100 to 1 right now on the board. I think it's going to be tough for him.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit too far back. But I think the worst of the weather was forecast for Thursday, Friday, and even then it wasn't really that bad. We saw a little bit of rain on Friday, but it's going to be glorious Saturday, Sunday. So the course, the biggest defense for the old course has always been the weather, because it can be so unpredictable. We've seen it so many times over the last couple of days. You've got these hazards that don't look like they're in play, and then the wind can change direction, and all of a sudden you're like, what? So I think they're going to be very lucky with the weather Saturday, Sunday, for sure.
Someone's getting to 20 under,
Smooth
right?
sail.
Someone's getting 20 under. Have to.
I think so.
They have to.
Yeah.
Diane, we're smooth sailing through the rest of the Open Championship. Thank you so much for taking your Saturday morning, hanging out with us. Best of luck to Rory today. Hopefully he can catch up to the camera. And we appreciate you. We'll be chatting with you next week. Best of luck with your bets.
Great, guys. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Diane. You too. That was Diane Knox Balas hitting us with her red hot, fiery picks, because she has been red hot over the last couple of weeks. Okay, let's take it from the course to the park, because we're going from the Open Championship across the pond back to the US of A for our Better Up segment. MLB, we've been doing this, is the trend, your friend Jared, and I got 5 more brand new trends on the board today. Well, they're not totally brand new, because 2 of my trends from yesterday hit, which still makes them a trend heading into today, because a lot of these teams are still playing against each other. So my first trend for you, Dodgers run line. The Angels are 0-9 in their last 9 on the run line following a loss. How do we feel about the Angels, or taking the Dodgers run line? Are we fading the Angels, taking the Dodgers?
I think I would definitely take the Dodgers today. I know we're fading Jose Suarez in our walks parlay. Urias has been good. Man, I know you don't want to talk about it, but you got absolutely hosed last night with Clayton Kershaw. We have to at least mention it, because I'm sure there's some people.
You talk about it then. You talk about it.
I cannot believe that you did not hit a strikeout prop on a dude that had a perfect game in the 8th inning. All you can do is laugh that shit off.
Like, honestly,
Lauren,
that's my luck.
I get it. Trust me.
I'm never
I get it.
Strikeout prop again. 2 days in a row, I freaking struck out.
You've had 2 really rough days of strikeout prop betting, losing 2 by the hook. Although I'll be honest, last night was worse, because he literally pitched his best game of the year.
Jabroni, it's me and my strikeout prop bets.
No,
I'm my own
you know what
Jabroni
though?
bet.
And you know what? It's funny, because I talked to a pro bettor. We're dropping a column about this later this weekend, about like the ups and downs of baseball season. Like, that's you can't get mad about that. You just have to literally block it out. The better you are at gambling, the more bad beats you should have because you're technically around the number more. So like like people are like, oh, woe is me. No, it should be a compliment that you had such a bad beat. That means you were so close to winning and you literally needed one breath of anything for you to win. Like
I love the glass half full, Jared. I love the glass half full mentality. It's amazing.
I know. And yes, we're definitely fading the Angels today. Screw the Angels and their stupid halos. Fade them. Trend is our friend.
Okay. We're into it. Yeah, the trend is our friend. Kershaw is my Jabbar's jabroni, and I am my own Jabbar's jabroni today. So that's
he almost
how
pitched
we
the
feel
perfect
about
game, but he's still a jabroni. That's classic right
He's
there.
still a jabroni.
If that's not classic gambling mentality, you almost pitched the perfect game, but you're a jabroni.
He's a jabroni. He's my jabroni. Okay, next trend. Guardians are 9-0 at home in their last 9 against the AL Central. Are we fading this trend, or is the trend our friend?
Trend. It's a fantastic trend. Pineda's been
winning
quietly
division games.
good.
They're doing what they got to do.
I know. He's been quietly good for them, which is very strange because, like you, with Kershaw, Pineda is like an auto jabroni for me forever because of the Pine Tar thing with the Yankees like 8 years ago. But that being said, laying 65 cents with the Guardians. Quantrill's been good. Yes. We're gonna friend that trend. We're gonna friend that trend. Guardians win again today.
So we're friending both the trends so far. And how about this one? Giants take it on the Brewers. The Nerfy, no runs first inning, is 6-0 in the last 6 Giants games against NL Central teams.
Yo, the Giants last night won a game they had no business with. Josh Hader has problems. Did you see the 9th inning of that game last night?
Of course I did.
Holy shnikes. Dude hit a walk-off grand slam. They were down 5-2 in the 9th. They won 8-5 off Hader. Wow. I could see a little sleepiness with both teams after that today. So overall note, too, this weekend's a very tough weekend to bet baseball. And you experienced this on the NBA side. The last game before the All-Star break can be a little bit fugazi with their efforts and lineups.
From some of these guys.
That's more tomorrow than today, but maybe it starts to seep into these guys' minds today a little bit. Lauer-Cobb pitching matchup, actually a pretty good edge for the Nerfy here. Yeah, I'll friend this trend too. Laying just 25 cents.
We're friending all 3 trends so far. I got 2
We are BFFs today.
Yeah, literally. Yankees, Red Sox, Yerfy. Yes runs first inning is 5, or the Yankees, yes runs first inning is 5-0 at home in their last 5 against the American League.
That one also hit yesterday.
Which pushes into the trend because it was 4-0 going into yesterday.
It does. Pavetta's 9-0 to the Nerfy on the road this year.
Well, they're at home though.
One of those trends is gonna die today. Either this trend's gonna die, or Pavetta's Nerfy unbeaten streak on the road is gonna die. I'll be honest, I'm kind of vibing runs in this Yanks game, just like yesterday with Tyone. Yeah.
So it's our friend. I'm 4 for 4.
4 for 4, baby. BFFs.
Okay, one more. Let's see if we could go perfect 5 for 5, A+. Royals. 4-0 in their last 4 following a loss. They're good at bouncing back after they lose a game.
They are, but here's the problem. They
didn't travel 10 of their players.
that is a problem.
Because they're playing against the Jays and they weren't allowed past the Canadian border.
They were turned back. They tried to bribe the Mounties with maple syrup and they said, no, you can't enter our country. And I'm just kidding. That didn't happen. Here's another issue.
That would be a good headline, though.
Yeah, that would be quite the story. I'm seeing the Blue Jays as TBD today. So might be tough to find a line until they announce a starter. And on the other side, if that starter is bad, kind of tough to bet on them. But it's also tough to bet the Royals today because of their situation. I think this is a pass. You almost got us 5 for 5, but I think this one, because of the uncertainty and because of the Royals the Blue Jays not having a starter listed, I think this is fair to pass. So
I still feel pretty good though, going 4 for 5. 4 for 5. And honestly,
we
that
need to
last
keep
trend
track
isn't fair
of this.
because the Royals
We need to
didn't
keep
travel
track.
10 of their players. So it doesn't even count. It doesn't even count. We went 4
Yeah, no, that's a
4.
tough trend because exactly all the players that played in those losses probably aren't playing today. So I think that's a good one to say farewell to. Also, one quick side note, Max Meyer, the stud Marlins pitcher, is making his major league debut today against the Phillies. Just a quick note, I have no action on the game, but I will be keeping a very close eye on him because when new pitchers start, remember Spencer Strider, how much money we made on his first few K props before they moved those numbers up. Same could be said for Meyer, who's like, the best pitcher in prospect, the best pitching prospect in baseball right now. So I'll be keeping a very close eye on the Max Meyer game today, but I'm not betting it, but I'm just watching.
We're keeping a close eye. Close eye. Okay, we got a lot of props today, but before we do, I know you have one Murphy pick. Yesterday, the Yerfies, ran first inning, went 8-6. Only the 5th day this month that it's been Yerfie positive. So you are kind of following that trend, and you're betting a Nerfie today.
Yerfie positive, like COVID positive, Yerfie positive. Stay away. Shout out to our buddy Mark Lammy yesterday, who went 2-0 on his Yerfie best bets. So the streak hopefully will continue today. One of these, my Nerfie is on his sheet today, and then also he's betting one more today. It's not Mark, it's Caleb, but the MLB editors that do 2 Yerfie Nerfie bets every day pretty much for the last 2 weeks, and we're 16-2 in that stretch. There's 2 more on the site today. Detroit, Cleveland's one of them. I won't give away the other one. Go to the site and check it out. But I will tell you about Detroit and Cleveland. I love this Nerfie. I got it at even odds over at Bet365. And I told you that Pineda's been sneaky good. He is 8-0 to the Nerfie this year. He is not allowed to run in the first inning in any of his starts all season. That, to me, that's crazy. Wild. If that ends today, so be it. Cal Quantrill on the other side has been equally good, 13-3 to the Nerfie this year. And since 2019, these two pitchers combined 89-30. That's a Nerfie rate of almost 75%. Well, even odds tells us 50%. So there you see the gap, that plus EV gap that we're talking about between 75 and 50%, just based off the pitching matchup. Now let's look at the lineups. Well, the Tigers have the worst road scoring first inning rate in Major League Baseball this season at under 14%.
The Tigers.
Ugh, yikes. Bad. The Guardians are an average run scoring team. Nothing to write home about. Not below, not above. Pretty much right at that mark of 29-30%. So you're giving us even odds on an Nerfie with 2 plus pitchers, 1 really bad lineup and 1 average lineup. That to me smells like an edge, and we are going to bet it. Even odds on the Tigers, Guardians, Nerfie. My only Nerfie bet on the board today. Tigers.
We're going to get into your walk this way parlay in a second because I love the odds that you got this at. First, I'm going to give 1 strikeout prop. I have 2 strikeout props again today. Back to the well, baby, because you know what? If it's broke, you fix it, but I ain't fixing it, and I'm going back and making it happen today. Jameson Taillon, over 4.5 strikeouts. It is a little bit juicy. I'm laying 60 cents for it. They're facing the Red Sox. The Red Sox obviously won yesterday in Game 1 of this 3-game series. He has a 4.01 ERA and a 19.6 K rate. I like that 19.6 K rate. He's been averaging just a little bit less than 1 strikeout per inning, but should be able to go pretty deep in this game against the Red Sox. The Red Sox right now have a K rate of 21.2% and 11.8% swinging rate. Taillon has gone past this in 2 of his last 3 games. So why not? 3rd time's the charm, baby. And 4.5 just seems a little bit low. And the fact that it's juiced, it's juicy, but not too juicy for me to stay away from it. Laying 60 cents for it. Let's go. Let's hope the trend continues. Taillon has a perfect game into the 8th, but also has over 4.5 strikeouts. Let's make it happen. Okay, let's get into your.
If he has a perfect game, if Taillon has a perfect game, we're going to be singing a lot on the Yankees today.
I hope so.
The Yankees lost a really tough game.
Let's get into your walk this way parlay. And one of these walk props, I'm actually betting a strikeout prop for these guys for my best bet of the day. So that makes people want to stay around. Okay. Hit us with it.
Love to hear that.
What do you got?
Yeah, so a little bit of an adjustment that I've made this week with this parlay. So a very nice, I don't know if he was trying to be nice, but he made a very interesting point to me on Twitter that I wasn't fully taking into account. And I did some research on it last night, and I came to the conclusion that the individual bets that I'm making in this Walk This Way parlay are en fuego. Listen to this, Lauren and Jabara. So we're 12 and 22 betting parlays, the Walk This Way parlay this year. 12 and 22. We're up 8.9 units, which is good. Up 52% ROI. Fantastic. When you're betting parlays, if you're up 50% ROI, I'm not complaining at all. But the individual bets within each parlay, so I've made 34 parlays, times that by 3, it's 102 individual bets. I'm 70 and 32 with these individual bets inside these parlays.
Well, yeah, bet them individually. Then what the hell are we doing?
What the hell am I doing, Jabara? Jesus effing Christ! All right, so
Get
that's
your
what we're
shit
going to
together.
start doing. That's what we're going to start doing starting today.
Let's do it.
And I know that some of them are juicy, but I'm 70 and 32. So if I keep on that pace, 100 bets is a pretty big sample size for, a specific prop like walk. I feel like I'm on a good pace here. We're on a good pace. So we'll start with Dylan Bundy. Speaking of juicy, minus 185 against the White Sox today, but it's only a half. All he has to do is walk one guy. That's it. Just one measly walk, Dylan. You can do it. 73% of starts this year, he's walked at least one, 4 straight, 20 of 25 righties. Of 20 of the last 25 righties, not just overall 25.
Wow.
Last 20 have walked one against the White Sox. So we'll start there. Mitch Keller, over 1.5 at the Rockies. This one's not that juicy, only minus 115. 59% hit rate on the year, 10 out of 17 starts he's gone over. 60% if you include last season, 24 out of 40. So again, a 60% hit rate over a relatively big sample size, and we're only laying minus 115. That denotes about a 53, 54% chance. There's your plus EV right there. 14 of the last 25 right-handed starters have gone over 1.5 at Coors Field. This game is at the Mile High altitude later this afternoon. Finally, late night, Jose Suarez, the lefty, against the Dodgers. 70% hit rate for Suarez this year. 55% if you include last season. 18 of his last 33 starts have gone over 1.5. And 9 of 16 left-handed starters against the Dodgers this year have gone over, laying 20 cents for Suarez. Combine it all up to a nice, neat little parlay. Bundy, Keller, Suarez, plus 428. Going for our third straight parlay hit. I've never hit 3 in a row. Can we do it today? 3 goggles up.
Third time's the charm, baby. Let's go. We'll walk this way.
Please don't use that screenshot against me, Justin. I'll do it one more time so you have it.
We'll also walk this way into our play of the day.
Yes.
Very
exciting.
Anyways, okay, let's go to Pickswise.com, Jared. Who do we have for the 3-star play of the day?
Luke Lindholm. I met him in person a few days ago. Had a lovely dinner with some of the Pickswise MLB editors and soccer editors and other editors that were in town for SBC Summit. Luke, very nice kid. Real Salt Lake against Sporting Kansas City and NYCFC against New York Red Bulls. Good matchup there. I'll have to watch that one. Red Bulls, NYCFC, little New York City derby. Both of these MLS matches are later tonight. They are both currently on the site with 3-star plays associated to them. Tag to our friend Luke Lindholm. Observe.
Check it out. Pickswise.com. 3-star play of the day. Anyways, let's get into our 3-star play of the day. Is ours. So I'm going to go with mine first because you already talked about yours a little bit. You could kind of summarize after. I'm also going to the Dylan Bundy well today, but I'm taking his strikeout props. Over 3.5K is laying 22 cents for it, minus 122. Got that on FanDuel. The Twins are taking on the White Sox today. Bundy doesn't have the best ERA, 4.68, and his 17.9% K rate. He's averaging a little less than 1 strikeout per inning, about 0.8 strikeouts per inning. I know his strikeout efficiency has been a little bit weak, but for me, this should be a good matchup today. The White Sox right now have a strikeout rate of 20.5% and an 11.7% swinging rate. You also look at Bundy. He surpassed this total in each of his last 2 games, and guess what? One of those 2 games was back on July 4th when they played none other than the White Sox, and he had 6 strikeouts. I like this to follow this trend, and he's only at 3.5 today. He had 6 strikeouts last time he played the White Sox. lock it in for me, and you're only laying 22 cents for it. I love it. What's your play of the day?
You are in a very jovial mood today. I want
I
to
know I'm going
bottle
to the
up.
lake. I'm going to the lake after this today. Why not?
Wow. Look at you. Big day for Lauren and Jabara.
Taking
All right,
advantage
so
of the day.
I honestly, I just want to shut my mouth and have you sing. I'm just going to send you my script for my handicap, and you're just going to sing it for this game.
Perfect.
No,
He's taking
you
the
got to rest the pipes.
Nerfy
Rest the pipes
in
for the lake. Someone on the lake is
Cleveland.
going to want to hear you sing. So I went back and forth today with a couple of these walk props, but I'll be honest. I think this Nerfy is the best bet of the day. I really like this Detroit-Cleveland Nerfy a lot, and I like the price even better at even odds. I told you Pineda 8-0, Quantrill 13-3. These two guys combined since 2019 have almost a 75% Nerfy rate, and we're getting plus 100 even odds on a bet. That is a 25% gap in the edge that I think we're extracting from this number. And then when we look at the lineups, nothing to take away from that edge because the Tigers have the lowest road scoring rate in baseball in the first inning this year at 13.6%. Cleveland is right around average. So I've got an average home lineup. I've got a well below average, the worst road lineup. And I've got two pitchers that have really good Nerfy rates. I think that is worth a coin flip bet. Detroit and Cleveland will be over quick. 4 o'clock start. We'll be over by 4:30, just in time to take the dog out and have dinner. And hopefully we got ourselves a win on the Nerfy side today between the Guardians and the Tigers.
4:30 dinner? What are you eating lunch at 10 a.m.?
I
Breakfast
don't know.
The night
I was
before?
up at 5
Jeez.
a.m. I was up at 5 a.m. I'm going to have dinner at 5, and I'm going to go to sleep by 6, and I'll wake up tomorrow, and we'll do it all over again. Also, programming note, no show tomorrow. No show tomorrow. So we'll see you.
But we'll be
I'll be
back
traveling
Monday to recap it all, baby. And we give you our golf bets. No show tomorrow. An All-Star break starts Monday, so we'll have some betting on Vegas. The Home Run Derby, the All-Star game. It's going to be fun. On that note, guys, that's it for us today. Find us on the Pickswise YouTube channel. Go to Pickswise.com. Follow us on Twitter. Jared Smith, Lauren Jabara. Have a great day. Happy Saturday. We'll see you guys on Monday. Have a good one. Bye. Let's get it. Let's bet it.